What's up, guys? It's Quicksilver here, and I guess for today, well, I guess before we get into the for today stuff, just wanted to show you this is how I ended up, I guess, kind of decorating my little beacon beam that kind of cuts through the middle of everything here. I think I'm digging it. I like the way that looks, especially from this angle, so I'm pretty pleased with everything on that. Let me see a few things, I guess. I think what I'm going to do, it's occurring to me as I have been doing all these projects with you guys lately. I have absolutely been neglecting doing any kind of mining down in my in the Mineshaft. I'm down to my last 34 diamonds, which seems really crazy to me right now. So I think I want to do some mining, but that's incredibly boring to do, and I know that. So I'm going to try and make it a little bit more interesting. And I think the way that I'm going to do that, guys, is I want to go ahead, I guess before I do any mining, because that's going to be incredibly boring to do, I want to go ahead and I'm going to set it up so that we can be working in the mine, and I want to have like a central water channel, I guess, that will have trapdoors like every 5 or 10 blocks that we can open and chuck some of the stuff down into it, and then I'll have a water channel that'll move across some ice from our little ice farm over there. Knew there was a reason I had that. And I'll take it into a central area, and then I'm going to use an item elevator to bring the items up to, I think I want to have to just throw them into this miscellaneous chest, which means I got to probably move all the junk that's in there to something else. Probably like get rid of this 4 repairs chest. That might make more sense. And then what'll happen is I won't have a sorting system or anything like that attached to this thing, at least not yet. I need to kind of find a place to do something cool like that, but I don't think it's going to be over here. I think I might actually begin a secondary base where I can do some other cool stuff that I've got some ideas for. But that's going to be something down the road. So in the meantime, though, I do want to go ahead and I guess I think what I'm going to need to do is I think I need to get 2 blocks behind this chest and figure out what our X and Z chords are there, and then I'm going to go down into the mine shaft, and we will get a corresponding area figured out. The only thing I'm a little bit concerned about, and I may have to do a little bit of searching before I start digging too much, is I'm a little bit afraid that I'm going to dig through the middle of the cow farm, because I think that's kind of sort of directly, yeah, that's probably going to be directly underneath that thing. So this idea may not work, guys. So we're going to go with it for now, and that's going to be my plan. So I'm going to go ahead and go AFK really fast, and I'm going to pull all the junk out of this miscellaneous chest and I guess start digging. So I'll see you guys in just a moment. Alright, guys, so I'm inside the cow farm here, and I may have a problem. I may have to do a little thinking on this off camera and pop back in here with a better solution for it, because unfortunately I need to be at 227 108. This is 107, so 108 is where this wall is, this block, and this is 227 is right here. So basically I need my center column to be right here where this wall is, which is not going to work, because unfortunately to make the glass elevator that I need to go up, a couple of things have to happen. First of all, I have to have it has to be laid out in kind of a plus sign kind of a pattern. If we're looking down on it here, it would be like this, and that's a problem for 2 reasons. Number one, it's the wall here is where we need to actually have it pop through, so we have an extra block out here directly over the hole that we open up for the cows to go down. And number 2 problem that I've got, I will show you where I was digging around back here. We've got that big water trough down here that actually moves the cows into position so that we can have them show up in the cooker. So I've got a real problem if I've got a real problem if I want to try and build this thing where I was planning to build it. The other thing is these damn cows are really starting to piss me off. Get out of here! Come on! Didn't you see what I did to your friend? Leave. All right, I'm gonna see if I can't get out of here without having a stampede leave with me. But yeah, I will monkey around here, guys, probably off camera. I'll see if I can't figure out another place where we could conceivably bring that thing up. The biggest problem really that I'm having here, guys, other than freaking bovines, And another one's going to move in. Okay, go run around. Get out. Ah, alright, there we go. I guess the biggest problem that I'm really going to have in here, guys, is I don't really have a lot of room where I can tear a big old, basically what's going to boil down into a 3x3 hole. I don't really have a lot of room under my house where I can actually accommodate something like that. This side has the cows. This side has the, I guess really this side might be my next best candidate, but it's the problem with this side is I've got the minecart elevator that goes down into the mine shaft itself, and then I think underneath me here, well, I was going to say I have the wheat farms, but I think the wheat farms are really more over this direction. So this might be my best bet, is to maybe try and do it on this side of the house. Let me kind of go off camera here and do a little poking around, see what is going to be in my way, and if nothing, then maybe we will proceed with that plan. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, I think I've got some success here. Just for some bearings, I am actually on the other side of the river here, over on the hillside that I like to pepper with my flaming wall of doom, as you can see by these weirdly perpetual arrows that just will not go away. Anyway, had to do a little bit of terraforming over here, but I think I've got it all set up. Actually not over here, but over there, and I'm over here so we can get a good look at it and make sure it looks pretty natural. I'm going to go ahead and roll over this way, and we'll look at it from the side over here. I don't think it's going to look too bad. Actually, yeah, it's pretty decent job, I think. I mean, I know I can tell where it's been modified, but I think that's only because, yeah, because I know what it looked like before. I don't have anything really grossly sticking out on the cliff face there. It actually just got smoothed off a little more. So, yeah, alright, I feel pretty good about that. I'm going to go ahead and head up there. I love having ender pearls. Head up here and kind of show you guys what I am thinking. Here is where we'll bring everything up. As you can tell, we are really close to the surface here, but that's okay, because I think all we're going to need to do is right about here. Well, we'll bring everything up right here. This little plus sign right here will be made out of glass ultimately. We'll bring everything up here, and I guess when it gets to this level, we're going to bring, actually, usually I was going to do this just using 2 hoppers, but I think we're probably going to have to use 3 of them. Oh, maybe, yeah, we'll bring 3 of them, 1, 2, 3, into the back of our chests here, and then anything that we toss into it from down below should get pulled up here. There were a couple of considerations I had to take into play on this. You'll notice I have my little F3 window, if you want to call it that. I'm not really sure you call it the information or data window, whatever it is, in the top left corner here. That is because my initial plan for where I was going to bring this thing down took it down to right here, which was a real problem, because it constituted, if I'd done that, I would have had my glass thing coming here, and I wasn't going to squeeze around that. That would have been ridiculous, so I was going to have to move this whole hallway over. And that was my initial thought, was I would just go ahead and do that, but I think that would be a really big pain in the butt. So what I did that was easier was just terraforming, and I moved it over so that the glass tube will actually be coming up right here. This is going to be the center of our glass tube, 105, 211, or 211 minus 211, 105, I guess is more accurate. So I should be able to dig straight up here to get to everything. There will be glass here, and so basically when I come down here, I'll be able to actually see part of it, which I'm not a huge fan of, but because it's going to fall right here as the middle, I guess I'll have glass here as well. So I'll be able to see it on 2 sides, but it doesn't mean I don't have to actually undo anything here. The wheat farm mechanics are all back over this way, so I don't have to worry about hitting any of the redstone or anything that's involved with that. And it should just be a straight shot down into my mine. So I think at this point I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go off camera again really quick, go down into the mine and figure out where this thing is going to come out down there, and then I will kind of show you what we're going to do from that. Alright guys, I think this is going to be more of a progress build rather than actually doing a lot of this with you. Any of the integral parts I will do with you, but there's going to be a lot of digging involved in this one, so I will spare you that. But this works out really brilliantly down here. This is the east wing of my mine shafts that I'll be digging out. So my thought is, I'll go ahead and I'll dig 2 blocks down in this whole thing all the way down, actually 3 blocks down, and then I'll put ice on the bottommost block. We'll put water on top of that, it's every chance we get, so that we can send everything back down. And basically I'll have water channel underneath this main central area that will take anything we throw into it back to here, and I'll probably do the same here. Once I get them to here, we're going to turn a corner, and I will go ahead and I'll build the item elevator here, and there's going to be a solid tube of glass going up here. And this is actually 105 minus 2, well, this is 105 minus 211, is that right? Or is this, oh, this is 105, 211. Okay, so I got to dig out a little differently. I figured that a little wrong, but still I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to be a problem. Yeah, we're going to hang out here a little bit with the glass, but again, I don't think that's going to be an issue at all in this corner. So I will go ahead and I'll get this stuff dug out, and I'll give you guys a little progress update once I have a little more to show you. But we'll lose one of these rows of, I keep wanting to call them ovens, furnaces, but I don't really care about that. So I think that's going to be well worth the sacrifice, considering I don't really melt a whole lot of stuff down here, or forge a whole lot of stuff down here, whatever the proper term for that is. You guys can help me with that one. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and go off cam again and do a little bit of digging, and I will come back in when I've got something more to show you. And that something more is going to be, I think, probably our vertical shaft that I'm going to use right here. And make sure this is our proper spot here before I dig a whole bunch. Yeah, minus 211, 105. So I should be able to take this straight up now, or straight down is probably how I will dig this out, because I don't think there's anything I need to worry about in between. And then, yeah, I've got to get a whole mess of sand and convert that into glass, and then while I'm doing that, I got a lot of digging to do in these little central channels. So I'm going to go ahead and hop to it, and I will see you in just a minute. Alright guys, so here we are back in the storage area, and right now I've just got a really dangerous hole that just drops straight down. That little lighted area down there is block level 12. We are right now at block level 91. So actually that's probably block level 10 if I'm not mistaken. They dug it down 2 blocks deeper. So at this point there are a couple things that I need to do. Number one is I need a bunch of ice, because I'm going to need, I think, probably about 200 or 300 chunks of that, so that I will have room for everything. So yeah, I'll be definitely using the ice farm a bunch. I just harvested everything that I had there, which unfortunately for me, since I don't have that thing operating at full capacity, only yielded about a little over a stack. So I'm a little less than pleased about that, but you know, there's not much I can really do about it. So oh well, I'm not going to cry about it, right? Don't call the ambulance on me. So in the meantime, I got a bunch of junk that I was able to mine on the way down there, but I will start collecting stuff here. The other thing that we're going to need a boatload of is going to be glass blocks, the solid glass blocks. And since I don't really have any way of getting a whole mess of sand, that means I'm also going to have to make a bunch of trips to the desert so that I can actually do that. So let's make sure that this thing is in glass mode now. I'll give it a couple of minutes to start smelting those. Hopefully it's not full of cobblestone and out of fuel sources, but we'll know in just a moment. Nope, good. So it's making glass now. So I've got that thing cooking. Should get, what did I throw in there? I guess 3 stacks of glass out of it, hopefully pretty soon. But in the meantime, let me show you kind of what we've got working down low. And then, actually, you know what, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hop over to my contraption world really fast, guys, so I can show you the premise behind this thing and how it's actually going to work. So, see you in just a sec. Alright guys, here we are. We're in my desert test world so that I could get this thing built and show you guys how it's going to work. So here's our basic premise. This is going to be the floor of our mine shaft, although where I'm standing right now will be walls in our case, since I just have a little one-wide tunnel. I'll cover over all of this with solid blocks so we won't see any of this water, but then I don't know, every 10th block or so I'll throw a trapdoor so that we can just, no matter where we are in the dungeon, if we get back to the central hub, it'll pop open a trapdoor and we can throw our items into the trapdoor. What you can't necessarily tell really well, maybe you can, I don't know, I'm doing these in HD now, which by the way I meant to mention at the beginning of this video, I'm super psyched about. The last video that I posted was the first one that I've done in HD, and I was super happy with the way that YouTube pulled that sucker in. Hopefully you guys can enjoy it a lot more too, because you can actually see what I'm doing a little better. The other videos up until this point, or that point as it is, were a little bit fuzzy, and I think they're going to be a lot better now. It takes me a lot more time to process and upload them, but I think it's worth it. So at least for the time being, that is my plan. So anyway, underneath the water here, I've got nothing but ice blocks, which is why we're harvesting our ice blocks. And what I'm going to do is I will let the water run its full course, and wherever it runs its full course, I'll throw down a sign, and then we'll throw another water source block in. Because of the speeds that things are moving and the fact there's more ice here, any items that hit that ice are just going to zip right over it into the next water stream. In the case of the long hallways, it's just going to be a really long run of nothing but these waterways just built the whole way around. Now you'll notice this thing turns. That is an important aspect to be aware of with the way that this particular item elevator works. If the items come in on this side, the left side I guess of the fence, I think that's correct. Now maybe it's the right side. I don't know. We'll look in just a minute. But if they don't come in on the proper side of the fence post, they will not get pushed through and then pushed up through the glass here. The other thing that's important to notice are the glass blocks that I have placed here on the sides. If you don't have blocks there, the items will get pushed in there and they'll just pop out of the side. They don't need to go the whole way up. I've found you can only, as long as they go just the bottom two most blocks. It may only be the bottom one, but I went ahead and threw a second one in there anyway. And I'm not sure how important it is that it's glass. That's just what I did that worked, so that's what I'm going with. But the premise is the items get zipped down here along the ice, and I think I'm assuming it's a glitch, but it's something that Mojang still hasn't fixed, and this has been out for a little while now, so I feel pretty confident in it. The ice gets ripped across this just fast enough that it gets pushed out onto this ice, and at that point the game engine is confused because there's a fence post there that's a block and a half high, which means that in reality these fences are sticking up into half of the glass blocks that are here. So when the items hit those fences, the game says, oh, I gotta push this up, and it pushes it up into the glass block. Because the glass blocks aren't solid, they don't get pushed out. Instead, they just keep moving up. So that's what pushes our glass up. And then when we get to the top here, we've got a little receptacle where there's no glass in the middle here, but when it gets pushed up into the hopper. The hopper then moves into the chest up here, which is where our output's going to be. So just to show you guys how all this works, I've got 64 wonderful blocks of podzol that I cannot find in my world, but hey, in my creative world I can, so we will go with that. So I'm just going to chuck a whole mess of them, the whole stack in here. Sorry about my loud keyboard. I have in addition to the new computer, I have a new keyboard, and it is a little bit tappier, if you want to call it that, than the old one. You can see the items go racing along. Yeah, it's on the left side that we want them, and then you'll see as soon as they hit the glass, whoop, they just pop right on up it. So I like this for a lot of reasons. Number one, and probably the biggest reason that I do like it, is because it is quiet. We don't have any of that damn annoying ticking that I have in every other item elevator in my world right now. The thing that I don't like about this is it is kind of using a bit of a hack, I think, to get the items to elevate up, but it's a really cool looking hack, and it doesn't seem like Mojang is really too concerned with it. But as you can see, there's all 64 of our items. They did make it up here, so if we go ahead and run another test, which I've done extensively, but I'll do really fast here with you guys, we'll throw those 64 down, and they get zipped along, they get aligned here, and then boop, up they go. Those will move a lot slower because they're in one giant group and they have to actually move through the hoppers here in order to make it up there. So yeah, you can see we've got the 48 here. So there we go. We'll check on that in a minute. One other thing I wanted to tell you, when this goes around the corner, and this will be something that I'll have to be aware of in my world, before you get to this fence post that has the ice underneath it, this front fence post, there's actually two of them here. You want 4 ice blocks, including that one. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you want a normal block here, and then you can have your other ice blocks that are taking it in from wherever you tossed it in. The reason for this is I think if they're moving down this ice too fast, they will just go zipping through. They may skip over 2 blocks or something, and that'll screw up the way this whole thing works. So by having this solid block right here, it's almost like a drop reset when we were doing mob farms, and we want to make sure that we have one-hit kills, even though we have 100 spawning platforms above us. We would use vines so that the mobs would hit the vines, and then their drop height would reset. It's the same kind of a concept. When the items hit this, it slows them back down to normal speed, and then they hit the ice again and they go flying down here. But it gives them just the right amount of speed that they need in order to be able to move up the way that you saw them moving. So we'll look back in here again. There's our 64 blocks of podzol. And I guess at this point, you guys know what I need to do, so I'm going to head back into my world, do a bunch more digging, and probably not show you anything else until I'm actually building, I guess, this last little part right here from this solid block over to here and up. So it might be a day or two because I have a hell of a lot of resources I need to get, starting with a whole shit ton of glass. But yeah, I'm going to do that, and then I got to wait for a bunch of the ice to form, so it's going to take me a little while, but I think we'll be able to get everything that we need, and it's going to be worth it once we're there, because the thing that really usually makes me stop mining, other than just sheer and utter boredom, is the fact that I run out of inventory space, and this is totally going to take care of that, because in essence it's going to double our inventory, because I will have access, well, actually more than double it, it'll triple it, because I will have access to a double chest in essence by throwing everything in there. If it works out really well, I may actually make I could probably throw in 3 chests over in the corner that we're building this thing in, and have even more storage. Once it's up there, I still need to be able to sort it, and that's something else that I might think about trying to build into the system, but I don't think I'm going to mess with that, just because the space that we're going to be building in is going to be so damn small. So I'm going to hop back over. Wow, that was abrupt. I'm going to hop back over into my world in the Let's Play, and I guess I will start doing some work down here. But yeah, I guess, yeah, like I said, conceivably I could have 3 chests in here. I could do this one, another trapped one, and then another one, and I could just have everything kind of cycle through this one and the next and the next. But I'm not going to worry about that. So I'm going to go ahead and get building, and I will see you guys when I have something else to show you. Alright guys, so I just checked the time on this video, and unfortunately we've gotten too long for me to do this in one video, but thought I would go ahead and show you what I've got. First of all, I have a lot of materials that I still need to collect, so that's one reason we're not going to do this today. But I will finish this in the next video. I should have plenty of stuff. Basically, we are at the bottom of our vertical item elevator that we're going to have here. This is where we're going to place our 2 fence posts, like I just finished showing you guys, and then the glass that we'll post. Wow. Yeah, can you tell I've been doing stuff online? The glass that we will use will start to make the elevator will go in these spots around here, and we'll start stacking that up. I need to make a ton of it, so actually I left that up top. I don't have that much with me, but or at all, actually, not even with me, but I don't have that much glass to begin with, so I need to make a trip to the desert and do some serious digging there. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep digging these things out. I guess I'll get that gold out of here too. But yeah, anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and I will do that, and I will see you guys next time where we will finish this thing out. So if you liked what you saw, please leave me a like, and if you're not already a subscriber, please go ahead and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time where we will finish this thing out.